Don't get caught out. Learn the unusual travel rules of these 10 destinations. Are you looking for unique travel adventures that will take you off the beaten path? Then you should take a look at this list of the top 10 destinations with unusual travel rules. From passport regulations to safety guidelines, you'll need to familiarize yourself with each destination's laws and regulations before setting off on your next journey. Don't get caught out. Read up on these 10 destinations and make sure you have the most enjoyable and safe trip possible. 1. No chewing gum in Singapore. Singapore is one of the most exciting places to visit in Asia, but be prepared for some strange travel rules. The city-state has strict regulations regarding the use of chewing gum, as it is banned in public spaces. If you're a tourist, you should know that carrying gum for personal consumption is allowed, but make sure to dispose of it in the trash can when you're done. If you're caught spitting or littering with gum, you could face a fine or even jail time. So if you're looking for an adventure in one of the world's most strange tourist destinations, make sure to follow the rules. 2. No spitting in Barcelona. When you're exploring the streets of Barcelona, you'll notice that the city has a strict policy on spitting. While it might not seem like the most pressing rule, spitting is considered extremely offensive in this city, and tourists caught breaking the rule may be fined. Despite this strange rule, Barcelona remains one of the most exciting places to visit in Europe. With its stunning architecture, vibrant culture, and delicious food, there's something for everyone in this city. Make sure to enjoy the local tapas, visit the iconic Sagrada Familia, and take a stroll down Las Ramblas. Just remember to keep the sidewalks clean. 3. No kissing in public in Dubai. Dubai is known for being a glamorous tourist destination with its towering skyscrapers, luxury shopping centers, and world-class dining options. However, what many visitors don't realize is that the city has strict rules when it comes to public displays of affection. In fact, it's forbidden to kiss in public places, including parks, beaches, and shopping malls. While this may seem strange to some tourists, it's important to remember that Dubai is a Muslim country with conservative values. Public displays of affection are considered offensive and disrespectful to the local culture. If you're caught breaking this rule, you could face serious consequences, including fines, imprisonment, or even deportation. To avoid any trouble, it's best to refrain from kissing in public while you're in Dubai. Instead, save your affection for private moments and enjoy all the other incredible attractions this vibrant city has to offer. From the world-famous Burj Khalifa to the stunning Dubai Mall, there's plenty to see and do without breaking any rules. So if you're planning a trip to Dubai, remember to respect the local customs and traditions. By doing so, you'll have a memorable and enjoyable experience in one of the world's most fascinating and unique tourist destinations. 4. No smoking on the streets of Tokyo. Tokyo is known for its strict rules and regulations, and one of the most surprising ones for tourists is the ban on smoking on the streets. This law was put in place in 2018 to prevent secondhand smoke exposure and to keep the streets clean. Smoking is only allowed in designated smoking areas, which can be found throughout the city. These areas are often marked with yellow paint and signage, making them easy to spot. Violating this law can result in a fine of up to 2,000 yen, around $20 USD. For tourists who are used to being able to smoke freely, this rule can come as a shock. However, it's important to respect the local customs and laws when traveling to new destinations, even if they may seem strange or unfamiliar. Overall, Tokyo's ban on smoking on the streets is just one example of the unique rules and regulations that can be found in different tourist destinations around the world. By researching ahead of time and being aware of these rules, travelers can avoid getting caught out and enjoy their trip to the fullest. 5. No selfies with Buddha in Sri Lanka. As one of the most sacred destinations for Buddhists, it's no surprise that Sri Lanka has some strict rules when it comes to respecting their religious customs. One of the most unusual travel rules in this country is the ban on taking selfies with Buddha statues. While tourists are allowed to take photos of the beautiful sculptures and temples, it's strictly forbidden to stand next to or touch any religious figure, including the Buddha. This might seem like a strange rule for non-Buddhists, but it's important to remember that this is a place of worship for locals. Visitors should always be respectful of their beliefs and customs, even if it means missing out on the perfect photo opportunity. 6. No hiking alone in Cinque Terre, Italy. Cinque Terre is a beautiful region in Italy known for its colorful buildings and stunning seaside views. However, one of the strange tourist destinations in this area is the rule that prohibits hiking alone on its trails. Due to safety concerns, the authorities in Cinque Terre require visitors to always hike in groups of 2 or more. This is because the hiking trails in the area can be steep, rugged, and isolated, which could pose a danger to solo hikers. But don't worry, if you're traveling alone, there are several tour companies that offer guided hikes, so you can still enjoy the beautiful scenery without breaking any rules. Although it may seem like a strange rule, it is put in place to ensure the safety of all hikers, especially those who are not familiar with the terrain. So if you plan on visiting Cinque Terre, make sure to bring a hiking buddy or book a guided tour to avoid any mishaps. 7. No drinking alcohol in public places in Venice. Venice, the picturesque city of canals and bridges, has a strict rule against drinking alcohol in public places. This means that you cannot take your wine or beer with you while strolling around the city. Venice is known for its fine wine, but drinking in public can result in a hefty fine, so it's best to indulge in the local bars and cafes instead. This rule applies to the entire city, including public parks, squares, and streets. While many tourists enjoy walking around with a drink in hand, it's important to remember that Venice is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and this rule is in place to protect the city's historic buildings and monuments from damage caused by intoxicated individuals. If you're caught drinking in public, you could be fined up to 500 euros. So if you're looking to enjoy a drink, stick to the bars and cafes. The city has plenty of places where you can enjoy a glass of wine or a spritz, such as the iconic Harry's Bar or the trendy bars around the Rialto Bridge. When in Venice, it's important to respect the city's rules and regulations, as they are in place to preserve its unique beauty and cultural heritage. So, if you're planning a trip to this enchanting city, remember to sip your wine indoors and soak up the atmosphere of Venice's many delightful bars and cafes.
8. No taking photos of military installations in South Korea. While South Korea may be known for its high-tech gadgets and innovative technology, it also has a strong military presence due to its ongoing tensions with neighboring North Korea. As a result, taking photos of military installations, such as bases and installations, is strictly prohibited. In fact, tourists who are caught taking photos of military sites can be detained, fined, or even deported. The ban also extends to drones, which are not allowed to be flown near military installations without permission. So, if you're planning on visiting South Korea, it's important to be aware of the strict rules and regulations surrounding photography in the country. While it may be tempting to snap a quick photo of a military site, it's better to err on the side of caution and avoid doing so altogether. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. 9. No feeding pigeons in San Francisco. If you're planning a trip to San Francisco, be sure to leave your breadcrumbs at home. That's right, it's illegal to feed pigeons in the city. While some people may see this rule as a minor inconvenience, the truth is that feeding pigeons can have serious consequences. For starters, pigeons are notorious for carrying diseases, such as Salmonella, E. coli, and histoplasmosis. By feeding them, you're putting yourself at risk of infection. Additionally, pigeon droppings are not only unsightly, but they can also cause damage to buildings and other structures. The more people feed the pigeons, the more they will flock to public places, leaving their droppings all over sidewalks and park benches. So why is feeding pigeons illegal in San Francisco? The city enacted the law in 2007 as a way to address the problem of excessive pigeon populations. Feeding the birds only encourages them to gather in large numbers, causing even more problems. While it may be tempting to toss a few breadcrumbs to these winged creatures, it's best to respect the law and avoid any potential health hazards. Instead, take a stroll through one of San Francisco's many beautiful parks and enjoy the scenery without risking your health or contributing to the pigeon population problem. 10. No standing still on escalators in London. If you're planning a trip to London, make sure you don't stand still on escalators. That's right, the city has a strange rule when it comes to using its escalators. It's customary to stand on the right-hand side of the escalator and allow those who are in a rush to pass on the left-hand side. This is especially important during peak hours when commuters are trying to get to work. This may seem like a strange rule, but it's taken very seriously by locals. If you're caught standing still on the left-hand side of an escalator, you'll likely receive some stern words or a frustrated sigh from the person behind you. So, if you're not in a hurry, make sure to stand on the right-hand side and let others pass. This rule may take some getting used to for visitors, but it's all part of London's efficient and orderly transportation system. Plus, it's a great opportunity to blend in with the locals and experience the city's unique culture firsthand. So next time you're in London and using an escalator, remember to keep to the right and let others pass on the left.